On it's your girl Shantae C checking in with another crazy tea and things, y'all. I'm chilling with my homegirl.
Nia, what's up? It's another Wednesday. Y'all know the week has been long and it's only Wednesday, but we are here back in the building. We're going to get into lots of tea and definitely
Some things.
yeah, for sure. And yeah, y'all definitely join in and give us your feedback on a lot of things, okay?
all the things. Because, of
All
course,
right.
we.
Well, before we go all the way in,
Okay.
I do want to give a big congrats and shout out to Ludacris' daughter,
Okay.
who just graduated Spelman. Just graduated college here in Atlanta. Her dad is a staple of Atlanta, so I think, and just to get your kids there these days is a really big deal. So congrats to them, the whole family.
Yes, we love it when Black women are educated.
Yes, for sure. So we're going to move on and go ahead and get into it, y'all, because we got to break it down in some sections, okay?
Okay. So, we're going to start off with the Cassie allegation. Or do we want to go as far back as the Aubrey O'Day allegation? We're gonna start with Cassie.
We're gonna get there. Let's just start with the tape that was released that
All right.
everybody saw, right?
All right.
Let's
get into
it. Diddy. Okay. It was awful. I was shocked. It was horrible. I think it is, and this is my personal opinion, okay? I think it's horrible the way he beat her up. But yes, plenty women have been beaten. Okay? I just think it's awful that while she was down, the way he was kicking her and stomping on her, and allegations prior to that, he said he never did any of those things.
And here's the thing, guys. If you've been living under a rock and don't know, Puff Daddy settled a case with Cassie for $30 million just a month or so ago. And in the lawsuit, it describes all of these heinous, abusive things that happened to Cassie. He vehemently denied over and over and over again that any of these things ever happened. And then, boom, a tape from 2016 surfaces of Puff Daddy beating the crap out of Cassie in a hotel room, right? So a couple of things about the tape that I just want to bring to the forefront. The first thing is, right? Puff Daddy was in a towel, which leads me to believe that Cassie was trying to leave while he was getting in the shower. She probably had made up her mind. Listen, I can't take it anymore. He's getting ready to get in the shower. Let me get away from him.
Which was a smart decision because from this part is hearsay because I didn't see it.
Right.
This part, but he had beat her up in the hotel, gave her a black eye. That was in her allegations.
Right. So he comes out and realizes that she's gone or that she's trying to leave. Now, I don't know if he's coming down the hallway of the hotel room or if this is inside of the hotel room. I'm not really sure, but he then goes on to kick.
Yeah, but she was at the elevator is where she was. That's what we were seeing.
But the question is was it inside of his room? Like in a penthouse? Where the elevator opens up inside of the penthouse? Or
no,
was
it
this
looked
on
like
it
looked like a hallway.
So my question is, was there anybody else on the floor? that heard or saw this? Did they stay in their rooms while this allegedly was going on? Because if it's a hotel room and you're out in the hallway, like no one heard the commotion. I've stayed in plenty of hotel rooms, and I mean, I'm just like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could typically hear what's going on next door. It's not like they got padded walls.
And just like that video, so I've worked in big corporations that have video surveillance, and they have cameras everywhere. So what it's claimed is that he purchased that video from the hotel at that time. I don't know how true or not true that is. But I think it's awful that, like, I mean, for me, if I saw somebody being beat in that way, I don't care if the celebrity is bigger than the moon. I don't know that I would go get involved with an angry person like that. But I would for sure
call
911
or something.
Yeah.
Dante says that wasn't the first time he beat her, and she's not the first woman he beat.
For sure.
Zuri says, I have been in many where I'm the only one in the hallway. That definitely could be true. Maybe, but
I think Shantae was speaking about normally you hear the ruckus. You know, I've been in plenty of hotels where I'm the only one in the hallway for sure. But I hear, I can hear noises.
Right in my room.
From rooms, other rooms, or people walking down the hallway making noise.
Yeah. I mean, especially that's the type of commotion that they was having, I'm sure it wasn't quiet. I'm sure he was probably screaming and yelling at her and saying whatever he was saying to her. And, so that is extremely traumatizing. You know what I'm saying? So so here is where we want to go with this conversation tonight. The first part of it is when you have a hero, right? And everybody looked at him as like,
I love Puff.
The king of making hits. The king of making hits. Like, and I know he's just a person, but then to see, it's kind of like, when you heard the allegations of Michael Jackson come out, like people were crushed. They were devastated. When I heard the news about Aura, I'm still crushed and hurt behind all of the things. Bill Cosby, all of these people that were heroes in some sense, who did a lot for the community, who did a lot to try to like uplift black people, and then you realize that, they're heroes like anybody else.
Right.
How do you deal with that?
I mean, wrong is wrong, and I just think that anything done, and it's been shown over and over, what you do in the dark and the dirt you do in the dark will come to the light.
Yes, ma'am.
R. Kelly.
Yes, ma'am.
You just can't.
You ain't gonna keep it in the closet.
Get away with doing these things to people over and over and over again. Right. And that girl went through hell. Yeah. I mean, and I'm sure the other women he was with as well went through hell. Hell. I mean, kudos to her for standing up for herself, because that's a whole nother side of it. But to be able to stand up for yourself against a person, she standing up herself against a billionaire, like against a hero, like you're saying, like, I mean, obviously he was doing these things
back in the 90s, clearly,
and people around him was just turning their head because he was so powerful. So to me, as well as he shouldn't be able to sleep well at night, I wouldn't be sleeping good at night if I just
saw you beat somebody down
or
senselessly.
Beat somebody down senselessly. Using and abusing young girls, and I mean, just all of these things, like.
Yeah. So my second point that I want to kind of bring to the forefront is, every single time Puff Daddy changed his name. This is something I was thinking about when I was watching the documentary, right? So there's a documentary out right now that TMZ put out that is
on Tubi.
On Tubi. What's it called? The Falling Puff Daddy, or The Falling of Puff Daddy, right? And so they kind of talk about when how he's changed his name over the years. And I thought this was really interesting. So sometimes people do drastic things when they're trying to escape their past. So I wondered to myself, was he ever in a place of struggle where he was conflicted about the things that he did, and so every single time he was like, okay, I'm ready to make a fresh break, I'm ready to make a change, he would change his name?
That could be possible. That could for sure be possible. But he did. So let's roll back a little bit. So then after the tape came out of him beating the shit out of Cassie.
Yeah.
After he said it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Okay. He never did anything like that. That everybody was seeking for money, right?
Right.
He released this apology. Did you see his apology?
No, I didn't see the apology.
Okay, you gotta go see the apology.
Okay.
And and there's been a lot of things on the internet, mixed things. Some people said, oh, well, he released an apology.
Apology.
I don't think that he went over that apology with anyone from his team. I think he saw it. He released it. He probably shouldn't have. In that way, he should have waited for his publicist, a lawyer,
what did he say?
Somebody. He apologized, but he did touch on he was not proud of what he did back then, and looking at it, he's not proud of it today, and he's a changed man, and he went and got help. He never said her name. He never said, I'm sorry to her. He said that he was just ashamed, basically.
And that's why I think in some ways he might have had this inner struggle, which was, having him to reinvent himself over and over and over again, right? The other thing that I thought was very odd was people who were extremely close to him that left the Puff Daddy juice, is what I'm going to call it. They mysteriously turned their lives over to Jesus. Okay?
Mr. Bentley, per se.
Mr. Bentley, he started doing stuff with Mary. Then you got Mace, who went on to be a minister. So did they see so much drama and trauma and stress that they're just like, I just got to do something completely different, something that is completely away from this, and just like repent for all of the things that I've seen and may have partaken in?
From what I hear, was a lot. I mean, even watching Usher's interview, Usher, if you look at his facial expression, he said, I mean, I shouldn't have seen a lot of things I've seen at 13 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, look at his face. But let's get into,
some of these topics.
Some of these comments.
So, Dante says, Cat Williams said all lies will be exposed in 2024.
And it's been happening. So, Dante, I'm with you on that. And Cat, boom, drop the mic. You hit it on you hit it.
He says Puff Daddy's apology is worthless.
I'm with that.
He's done too much dirt and now he's caught. Lulu, I like your thought process. I really do believe that about them names, man, because it's something about the names. You trying to recreate yourself and pretend like that stuff never happened. Because you went from Puff Daddy to Diddy to Sean to Puffy to Brother Love, and now you Love. Like, it's like, and for every time you did something that was horrific, you tried to like change your identity like it never happened.
That could be something.
And I feel like maybe he has some type of mental situation.
That could be true too.
Because, like, you know, narcissism is a disease. It's a clinically treatable disease. And so the definition is, you know, people they think they're godlike. You know what I'm saying? So they think that they're untouchable. They think that their opinion and how they are, it only matters, and they dehumanize people and things of that nature. So when you start going down this road and you're on the brink, you're on the edge, you're not being treated, you pull yourself back. So the way that you self-medicate is by changing your name.
Possibly, I don't know. I can't speak too much on that because I think that that's a trained person in that area, which I'm not. I don't. I can't diagnose somebody with mental health.
I'm speculating.
I don't know, you know, if somebody has mental health or whatever. I just always encourage people that I think have it, go get some help. You know what I mean? But I'm shocked. Shocked at. We knew that it was fun, and we knew that he had, a dark side and crazy. But I was completely, with seeing the video, shocked because you don't know till you know. So, I didn't think that these women was making this up. But you don't know if things are over exaggerated or what extents people will go through, or whatever. So I was shocked when I saw the video, and even more shocked at his apology.
Well, some of his earlier videos of him like blowing up and getting completely irate and throwing things around and stuff like that, in my eyes, that's just what you see on the camera. If you're a monster on the camera, what the hell you think you're doing off the camera?
Well,
and that's one thing that I've come to learn. Like, yeah, you can probably turn it up when you're on the camera for the ratings and this, that, and the third, and not that you can't act that way to try to get, but it comes from somewhere. It may come from a real place, something that you've seen before, something that you've studied before, something that you may have experienced yourself before, something that you may have physically done yourself. So I think that all of those things come from a real place.
Yeah, for sure.
And clearly,
when you're comfortable with your behavior, you've done it before.
Yeah. Dante says, we knew something was off when he settled with Cassie in less than 24 hours. Yeah,
for sure.
Of course.
So, yeah, we definitely knew that. Yeah. And there was some things he didn't want out. And, it's been a lot of speculation on the internet that maybe, this is speculation from the internet, y'all. Okay? That maybe when they raided his crib, which I want to go there in a second. When they raided his crib, they found the tape and somebody leaked it. Because they couldn't use it. They can use it against it in like a civil. I think there was a
suit, but not a criminal suit.
Yeah. The federal. They can use it against him
in criminal. Okay, our producer wants to say something, but he's behind the thing.
The first thing you said, somebody from the raid leaked it. That's how it got out. That's what you're saying.
Well, that's what they were speculating.
They can't use it against him, anything, or civil.
Okay.
Well, they're trying him in the...
Because Cassie already settled, and it's against Cassie, so they can't use it against a civil case. So you were right at first.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Like, they're crucifying him in public opinion.
Yeah.
Which is what they want.
Which is what they wanted.
Because now you've tainted every jury in America.
Zuri says she's definitely bringing him down, and as she should. I mean, that was just one tape we saw, y'all.
Right.
Okay.
Can you only imagine if he was doing it at that level in a public place? Imagine what he was doing at their private residence.
Which pisses me off
Because I mean, they in a
that
public
means
place.
somebody saw it and nobody did nothing to ever help this girl, you know, which is shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I listened to one interview and the guy said, yeah, you know, I mean, even if he didn't do it in front of me, I knew something happened because you go in the room one way and you come out with Band-Aids. Well, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I mean, this man is so powerful, you can't ask a question.
Right.
And y'all know I like questions.
That got me hot, y'all. They got me hot up in here. I'm like, jeez.
So
a bunch of craziness.
Yeah, a bunch of craziness. So Aubrey O'Day.
Yeah.
And then when you guys, if you haven't watched it yet, the TMZ special, I like Aubrey O'Day. I commend her because she hasn't been shy. She spoke out. She said even when Diddy gave, which is real shitty, that gave her back the rights, you know, to the music or whatever, she got like $300.
No, she
and
said
30 cents.
She didn't sign it.
Right, but what she was trying to get was $300 and 30 cents.
What he was trying to give her.
Right. Which is
Nothing.
crazy. And want somebody to sign for that.
Well, they didn't. I think the bigger thing was that he didn't want anybody talking. So that's really the reason why they put this contract in place to say, okay, we're going to give you some money, but I don't ever want you to disclose anything about anything I've done, period, point blank, the end. She said, I ain't signing.
I don't blame her.
Because the thing is, when you sign the rights back over, then at that point you have the right to do anything with those songs. You can go lease them, you can go do this, you can sell them again, da 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 da. So yeah, he was getting off cheap, and for the fact that they could go and sell the information again, you know. So that's essentially what he was trying to do, but she wasn't falling for it because she said, "You ain't gonna put no gag order on me."
So, Aubrey, we love you for that, girl. Because she definitely spoke out and spoke her piece. Yeah, I mean, this thing is just ugly. I'm shocked.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really shocked. I've been like a Diddy fan.
Me too. I love me some Puff. Well, I loved me some Puff Daddy.
Yeah, I can't say like that I'm a fan no more.
This is another R. Kelly.
Yeah. But you know, the thing was, I liked R. Kelly music, but I wasn't a big fan.
Shit,
fan. I mean, I know a lot of people were, you know. I liked his music for sure. I definitely rocked his music, but I wasn't like R. Kelly, but Diddy. And he hits closer, you know, home to me, you know. But Diddy, I was just like, Diddy, you know?
Yeah, you're doing a lot, Diddy. You're doing an awful lot. So, what about this house raid?
This house raid, and Stevie J saying that he was there. And he's on the TMZ special talking about it.
And for better or for worse, he seemed like he about the only person standing up for him.
He is kind of standing up for him.
Well, he ain't throwing him under the bus.
He ain't throwing him under the bus, and he's, you know, talking shit about people that is throwing him under the bus. You know, he's like, oh, 50 Curtis, this, that.
Yeah, he talking about he's sleeping with his baby mama, so he got all this hate and drama in his life. You know.
Yeah. And so
in conclusion, because the
raid of the house, they tore the freaking, we got to see the inside of the house, they tore the freaking shit down to the ground.
They did.
They ripped his house apart.
Yeah, they did. No, I don't feel bad for him. I'm just saying it was a little much. I mean, you see the raid and it was kind of crazy. So, for sure, that was not cool, but they were trying to get what they could get in a timely manner. So, I mean, I don't know that you had to rip the man's house apart, but okay.
Yeah, and yeah. So who knows what's next to come after this raid? After whatever they found, they tore it up. The TMZ special.
So make sure y'all go see it if you haven't checked it out. It's on Tubi. The Falling of Puff Daddy on Tubi out now. You can watch it for free. You don't even have to log in. Just simply go to your smart TV, get Tubi, and that was like a whole plug. I hope I get $1 for it.
Yeah, I mean it's really good, and it really break down. You didn't realize over the years,
Yeah,
his rages, the trouble he had been in, and he got away with a lot.
he did.
I mean, a lot. He got away with a lot. You know, I mean, the thing is so messy and ugly that Suge Knight even said,
I ain't trying to see that man fall like that.
yeah, like that man got kids and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And Suge Knight said that from behind bars.
Yep. So that's our time, guys. But before that, we gonna say big shout out to our sponsor, Lucky Coin.
If you got a small business you want to grow, hit us up and we will let you know. Hit us up at
TandThangs, THANGZ @gmail.com. We got a 5-minute tip form, sis. I can tell you this.
Sure.
It's getting hot outside. One of the best things to have when it's hot outside is a Nest in your home. It will help regulate the temperature to make sure that your bills don't go too high or too low. If you go into your settings and you just set it correctly, it will make sure that it continuously regulates your house for when you're moving around versus when you're sitting, and making the temperature a most comfortable and reasonable temperature throughout your house. So if you got a Nest, please use it in this season.
And it does definitely save on your electric bill. I've seen tremendous savings with the Nest. You can operate it from your smart device. You can also put in, you can learn the behavior. It can learn the behaviors in your home when you leave for work, when you come home, you know, things like that. And so it'll shut off, come back on for you. And you can put it on a schedule from when you're going to be away.
That is so true. So you guys, we love you as always. Appreciate you tuning in. That's our time.
All right. We'll see you next Wednesday, same time, same place.